Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming in. Welcome to Lazy's Mini Painting. I am Laz, this odd person who sits in front of the camera, and it's Magical World of Sparkles. Yeah, Magical World of Sparkles and out tonight. Do we have anyone in? Good evening, Buzzard. How you doing, mate? Hope you're alright. And Raven Hobbies. Thank you for coming in. Hello. So tonight we have more characters. Well, at least another character. Say more characters. These two to finish off, and hopefully that's the beep to me. I can go to watch portrait mode, and I've got to remember to turn it down as well, volume wise. Otherwise, I get echo, and that's not good. We don't want that, but we do want to be able to make sure we get everybody in chat, which means I've got to change settings and do all sorts of other stuff like check my volume. Because as Graham pointed out last time, I still have myself muted. Not very clever. Not a very clever idea at all. But I'm Francois. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome in. So tonight we have, as Sparkles is selected, the little, I think it's an otter. Good evening, Ali. Good afternoon, Raven. Ooh, you're over on, I'm going to guess, the East Coast. Then, if it's afternoon for you, obviously it is evening for me. Yeah, 9:30. But yeah, it looks like an otter. This one. It's certainly giving off monkish vibes with having the bow stick and the pipe, and forgot to mute, but did one, forgot the other. There we go. Yes, there should be two. Ali, Beaky, and Raven Hobbies are over in the horizontal view, and you're in the portrait mode one. Crap, no, I swiped out. So there are two. Good evening, Graham, and Complex. Welcome in. So I'm not entirely sure what to do with this one, because you can't really wear armor as a monk, because you lose all your monk movement bonuses and blah 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 blah. Ooh, we gotta have a Christmas tree. You only just decorated your Christmas tree, Ali. What? There's a week to go. Most people had it up for. Some people have had it up for over a month. I'm not gonna lie, they have. Look, otters are usually quite dark brown, aren't they? Oh, he's gotta look absolutely amazing. I'm sure it is, Raven. But yeah, I'm surprised he's not got it up yet. So if we're gonna go for a dark brown, Monfang brown is probably about the lightest we want to go. We do have Ryan Oxhide to go darker, so yeah. Francois, you made it over. Thank you. And there you are. And Pure Cookie, hello, welcome in on the portrait mode. Francois just made the jump over from portrait to horizontal. Not that much better, but you do get to see a little bit more of the desk, especially when I slide off a bit and forget where I'm going. I do actually stay on portrait mode, but on full mode, but I got a habit of just sliding off the bottom corner of portrait mode like that, you see. So Francois learnt now. Yeah, Laz is a bit slow when it comes to camera positioning. Good evening, Lee. Good evening. Welcome in, and thank you for coming. So yeah, I'm thinking those two for the fur, for the ottery thing, and because they usually have like a lighter stripe or something kind of. If any kind of area looks like it should be the lighter fur, then I'll mix it in with a bit of Rakarth flesh. But other than that, I think we're going to be going for two quite dark colours for the fur on this one. Which means I want to go brighter for the armour. I definitely want to go brighter for the armour. but I can't make it armor. I can't even make it leather armor. He's got to be some kind of clothing. Good evening to us. Yeah, also good afternoon to you as well, if I'm getting time zones correct. So this one's going to be interesting. I've got to do them shoulder pads as clothing. Them fancy bloody clothing shoulder pads is what they are. They are very bloody fancy cloth shoulder pads. A lot of the other ones I could get away with, yeah, it's just layers of cloth, so give them a waistcoat and and then in that case, what multicolours do I do? I'm not sure. Let's do the brown first and we'll try and decide afterwards. Let's see, the way of the open hand monk is the panda, and he's got like a big green cloak over him, so he's not too bad. But this one's a little bit more brash. I know there's one that does actually specify that is more of a weapon specialist, as in the form of monks. So I'm thinking of making him whichever that one is. Or one that's all slappy. And then one that's more beat you with a club. Dino, welcome in. You should print a custom Eddie Munson D&D character. I do not have a 3D printer. So all these characters and everything I've had to buy from somewhere else. But my next set of D&D models will all be from Rogue's Den Hobbies. Starting with one that I've decided to customise a little bit, so he's got no hand at the moment. But it's a guy with a monkey on the shoulder, and I like him. And there's a fish guy. Or a guy that's caught fish. Might be a frog. Some kind of lizard, anyway. Definitely not human. That I wish to do as well. There is also a little fun project that I did for myself that may play a part in the first one shot. Once all the characters and the world of Sparkles and Hook is actually finished. I've still got a lot of work to do though. Everybody still needs a stat sheet. In fact, I was just thinking everyone still needs 2. Because they'll need the one that they last had, and then the one that they have to use. And I may actually have to make my first video about this, which may entail other stuff happening, and I don't know. I'll have to speak to some people. But definitely get all the fur covered. Which is always the pain in the bum part, is always the middle little sections. On Eddie Munster. Eddie Munster is essentially just a satire of Frankenstein, I suppose. But any kind of Frankenstein type monster should work. No, I couldn't make an Eddie Munster one of them because they are too bestial. You have to get kind of the Lurch style of Frankenstein. rather than the roided out beast form that a lot of pop culture put it as well as a lot of other games have ripped off the stylings of. You stick 2 bolts on the side of his neck and make you go on a rampage and with a flat head, and you've got yourself a Eddie Munster Frankenstein style. Yep, just Eddie Munster's fun. He's a happy dad. Just because he was too dumb. Realised his son was chewing on his leg. I would cocked his leg up him. Okay, Complex. 1 sec. At Christmas time, don't get necessarily near as much time as I would like to on some stuff. Right, that question requires thought and process, Complex. Because there's certain stuff that yeah, I don't even know what's on there anymore, to be quite honest. I don't even know what's on there, to be quite honest. But thank you for at least clicking on it and going to it. Thank you very much. I can't. What is on there? What could I use? I mean, I could probably go and add stuff on there. Is there any TT combat stuff? Or is there any bulk stuff? Have I got a bulk ivory paint on there? If there is, that would come in handy. Can't even remember what's on the bloody list. But yes, I do have a wish list for Amazon. Basic stuff and things that I would go towards nice projects for future. Although I still haven't got sorted the Marines out for. Oh, that would be essentially 10 intercessors is probably what I need, because then I can cut up some of the easy build ones so I can give them the rocket launchers that I got from Rogues Den Hobbies. Thank you very much again for that, Graham. Although it did turn them all into Terminators. But I still need to put the missiles on them to make the Desolation squads. And so that means I've got to chop up Marines. And I don't really have the Marines to be chopping up. So if we actually had a box of them, then I could chop up some of the easy build ones that I've got over, like ones with Auspex scanners and ones that I've done up as sergeants. And I can pick a few of the easy build ones and use them to make the. Oh yeah, so that'll probably be the answer. If they're on there, then yeah, but I can't remember what's on there. And right now was really not the time, because now that's all I can think about. Dang it! Well, I've done the first brown side. Complex artist, you've derailed me within the first 15 minutes of the stream. Congratulations. I think you are one of the faster ones. Right, what is even on my... Right, I'm actually going to go look up what's on my Amazon wish list, because I have no idea. And I'm not logged in on my Amazon. So I have to go through the links just like you do. So go to the link. What is even on there? There's a boom arm on there. There's acrylic flow medium. I have some of that. There's more Cats and Catacomb stuff. I didn't know that was on there. There's Gunpla. I didn't know that was on there either. Heavy intercessors are on there. Normal intercessors are not. Um, Airbrush cleaner is, yeah, Microset and Microsol. Oh, I've put the Arc Bunker on there? Really? Oh. Oh, and the commercial buildings. I wonder what I could do with the commercial buildings. Because they're quite plain. So you can do stuff to them. Flow improver, white primer. I think I've got white primer and did a black primer on there. I should probably put them both back on, to be quite honest. If I was looking through my wish list now and to go which one out of all them, I mean, the Arc Mega Bunker obviously is an Arc Mega Bunker. Has an Arc Mega Bunker. Who wouldn't want an Arc Mega Bunker? But with regards to being able to play and set up a table, I think it's called the Damaged Commercial Buildings by TT Combat are excellent. They're relatively plain, so you can do what you want to the outside of them, which means I should be able to brick them up. I know. I've already done this twice, where I've bricked up the outside of the damn building with little foam bricks one by one by one by one, and it took hours and hours now. And I'm now thinking about doing it to what, 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot more, a lot bigger areas as well. But they have bigger windows, which is good, and I will be able to mount them onto a base and make them baseable. And with the Games Workshop board, then I should be able to make a nice little city ruin type thing. That'll be nice. And I'd have multiple little levels and varying degrees because of whether it'll be a homestead or what type of a hab block or whatever it is. But that's really nice. Yeah, that's quite good actually. If you're looking for cheap terrain and that you want to build up yourself, but you also want a nice starting block, TT Combat's a good place to go. Either for and if you want it themed, I think they do Eldari kind of themey ones, or ones that would fit as Eldari if you would use like Sculptor mode or something to flesh them out. Do nice ones of them. But because it's all MDF, it gives you a very nice skeleton. Anyway, what was I doing? Damn it, Complex, you got me all twisted. It's alright. But yeah, there you go. That was my quick thought process. Out of my list, what would happen. And I didn't know that was possible. Thank you very much. I'm afraid I can't say your name, but thank you very much for that. If it says it said backwards a little bit, but okay, thank you very much. Yasin. Yeah, I'm going to call you Yasin because that's very long, and I took my tablets on time. I was clever. I actually took them long enough so that they can actually start affecting me. No worries, Complex. I get derailed very easily anyway. So, right, back to Ottery things. So, obviously lighter now. Bringing up the higher edges on the fur. Now, I'm not going to be able to get a fur effect on this because it's so... Hello, Mike. Where was I? On Wednesday, I am sorry. Yeah. I forgot it was. Actually, I do owe everyone an apology, don't I? Wednesday, I forgot it was the first part of a 2-parter. Essentially, I got my meats mixed up. See, I can do it with my words, never mind just with days. I got my weeks mixed up, and I thought it was a single issue this week and then a double issue over Christmas and New Year. But it's not. It was the double issue this week and next week. And it's a double issue again after New Year. The building process we already know because it's the same 10 that we had that came with the web gunner and things. So it's another 10 of those. The painting method will be the same that they want you to follow. But it's the stories and everything else that I missed out on. So seeing as I'm going to have to do an entire stream just to build the friggin' models, and then that's going to take ages, and I'm going to have Mini Laz running around, and obviously Sparkles is going to be in the background as well. But it's more the Mini Laz will be running around while I'm doing the building. I'll do the reading of both in the evening as well on that one. And it'll be a nice, hopefully, treat for Christmas Eve. Especially if anyone has no particular plans and has nothing. And it's like, no, that'll be alright, we'll go have a chat. By all means, come in then. And I'm in the UK. I'm in Northwest. Well, as south as you can get in the Northwest and still be in the Northwest. I should say even as southeast as you can get. Pretty much. So Manchester's pretty much as southeast as you can get and still be in the Northwest. It's weird. Yorkshire takes up pretty much most of the north. Can't deny it. Okay, so Ottery. Is it an ostentatious monk? Is it a... It does look quite ostentatious because of the amount of wrappings, and as I said, because it looks like it's got certainly something on the shoulder pads that if it's going to be dress, it's going to be some kind of uniform. So does he become part of the law enforcement team? Along with the goat and the bunny rabbit and the sheep. I mean, I could do. No worries, mate. You could don't knock on it halfway through the stream. That'll just be stupid. You can listen. Just let me do the stream. Let me do the stream. You'll know when I've finished. I've also got his stuff to do, haven't I? I forgot about that. I'm going to start off with the lighter brown and work that up a bit lighter still. I'm going to start with a Montfang on his staff. And work that up with a lighter, and with the like Xandri dusty yellow instead, I think. Forgot all about that. Gotta have a nice bow staff if you're gonna bonk people as a monk. Barbarians can get away with having a big ball in the end, but if you're gonna bonk people as a monk, it's gotta be a nice bow staff. Either a bow, a flamboyant sword, so something like a falchion. Possibly get away with a rapier and sword shot. Couldn't get away. You can't get away with a long sword as a monk. It's not a long sword's not a monk weapon. Big bloody stick is though. Oh, you're due over as well. Is it 20 Sunday? Yeah, you are. You due Sunday. What have I got planned Sunday? I think I'm doing gaming again. I think. Anyone who would like to watch, it's not actually watching me game. I'm just part of the party. But if you are interested, let me know in the comments after the stream. If you'd be interested to just go watch people beat the hell out of things on Killing Floor 2. Then I'll pop a link in the interesting stuff place. But it is on Twitch, so. And as I said, it's not my stream. I'm just the idiot who stands at the front with the big axe when everyone else chooses a gun. Hello, Karen. Good evening or good afternoon. So mix a little bit of Zamzi Desert. Is it Zamzi Desert I want? Yeah, because I want it to have that slightly more yellow tone to it than I've been going white. I think you'll know what I mean if I mix it right. If I mix it right, that is. Could mix it completely bloody wrong and it doesn't work. There we go, yeah, something like that. They are, but the class that I chose specializes in melee, and I got to kill things with a shovel. You give me a shovel to start with. Good night, Ali. Thank you for coming in as well, and obviously moderating as you do, and usually chatting with everybody more than I do as well. Thank you very much for that. Very much the heart of my chat community, and I am grateful. Thank you. Have a good night. Certainly a moral compass. And if your character's anything to go off, a nice big stone axe to smack things with. I understand what you're saying. Range does give advantage, but in a game that's essentially Left 4 Dead but with 6 players instead of 4, then, and with classes as opposed to everyone just picking up a gun, so I had a healer. So it was quite effective to stick me at the edge of a bridge that everything's about to run at, have me battering hell out of everything that can't come, so it can't come across, have the healer stood behind me healing me, and everyone else is stood behind him shooting the hell out of it and not getting hit. See, very effective tactics. We got through a couple of boss fights with essentially me just tanking the aggro, and everyone else shooting crap out of it. It works. I still can't. Where? That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. I realised I dropped. I'm dropping off screen a bit there. Sorry, people. Right. So pipe, bow stick, and fur. What on earth am I doing about it? The clothing's driving me crazy. If I'm making part of the law enforcement, then they're gonna have to have purple on them somewhere. Which I'm thinking purple and gold. Is anyone else purple and gold? I think it's just purple that they have in common. I don't have to have Ali as part of. I could just have her as the head, and she doesn't wear a uniform because she's unruly and a barbarian, I suppose. But everyone else has to have some kind of uniformy thing. So I'm thinking purpley shoulder pads, and then going for yellow and blue clothing. Quite an ostentatious. And then a blue and a yellow. Tassel. I hate myself, don't I, apparently? Oh well. Decision made. Purple, blue and yellow. You as in realm with no healers and no druids. Funny thing is, title characters are one's a healer. Well, one's a cleric, one's a druid. We sorted. Although I've not finished all the characters yet. I've got most of them done though. Most of them are done now. There's only 4, 5, 6 models, including this one. I think it's left to paint. And 2 floors. 2 floors. Blue first, blue first, blue first, blue first, blue first. Why am I struggling to find a dark blue out of all the bloody paints that I've got? I've got loads of dingy blue, and why is the only one I can find Kalador Sky? Why is that? I don't want Kalador Sky. I want a different blue. I know I have other blues. Some should be in this box down here. I believe. I hope. Ooh. Thunderhawk blue is one I didn't think about going for, but that's essentially a grey blue. Is that 2 of them? Oh, that's Dark Reaper. Where's all my other blues gone? Oh, that's a nice blue. Calgar blue. That's a very pale blue. What do I do with if I'm going to use that pale of blue? What do I either put underneath it, or what do I use to highlight? That's too stark a contrast as far as I can tell. Especially on something like cloth. I do have Kantor blues, which I think is still going too dark of contrasts between the two. Where's on with my Craig blue? Because that goes nicely over that or under that. He's kind of the one in the middle. I can't find bloody any of it. Teclis blue. That's not too bad of a. Right, no, we found a blue combination. Possibly work through that way if we wish to. Right, purples. We know the purples. We just need to find them. We have the purples. We used purples not long ago. There is one. Ah, and there's the other 2. Haha, we got them. So the 2 purples, which are pretty much standard ones. Although, is that one right in the middle? Oh, that one's right in the middle as well. Right, yeah, so 3 purples if we're going to need them. If we need them. I don't know, I might just skip the dark purple and go straight into that one. Yellows, well, don't have many bloody yellows. We already understand this bit. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got bright bloody yellow. See, 2 bright bloody yellows. Although one could technically be used to highlight the other one, or there's not much difference. And we have dull yellow. See you later. See you Monday when you're over. I suppose the advantage of having me living next door, and then we get to build all those mod. Oh. Bring glue. Bring plastic glue. Or super glue if you're wanting magnets. So I think I'm going to work up through those as yellows. And use my protocol only for the brightest of brightest when it's needed, because it's. I've still got another flash gets yellow. I should be okay. Is that flash gets yellow as well? Yes. Alright, so that gives us the colours for the clothes. Now I've just got to paint them. Get in there. Get in. He wasn't going in, so I had to put it in. Right. This is really, really weird. It is. Has it got purple bits? I'm just having a look to see where I'm going to have to accent purple. So most of the upper half will be more purple because it's where the uniform is set. As far as I can see from the model. The lower half blue, but it does have a lot of beltage across the front. And two little shells. This tack is not very good tack. And that's where the lighter blue may come in, on these shell things on his knee. I know you have to spend some time with your family. That's why you're over here. Assuming also your mum and your dad will be over also, and that'll be a fun Christmas for my neighbour. So let's start with purple. And pick out all the purple places and all the purple bits of the clothing. Shouldn't need much. We'll start with the darker purple, but I'm not going with the really, really dark purple. I'm going with the Games Workshop, that one. I'll let other people pronounce it because I can't do it off words. I need it to be said to me. I'm not very good at that. I'll sometimes give it a go, and I have done several times with that colour, and it can go take a running jump. Is what it can do. Some of these are not the easiest to paint, especially if you're using a slightly larger brush. If you've got a good point on a big brush, that's brilliant. But sometimes even a good point on a big brush can't quite get to the areas that you want it to. Even though it can do 99.9% of all of the jobs that you ask. Shoulder pads and waistcoat. That tack is awful. Where's the other one with the sticky tape on? At least that was better, even though we've run it out. There it is. Well, that bit of tack works fine when it's sticking to the bottom of the bloody model, but sticking to where I want it to is no. Right. That's better. That should hopefully fall off a bit less. Although maybe this might be the worst idea in the world. But it was holding on the bottom of the model, so if I do that and then stick that on the sticky tape, hopefully now it'll hold. Sticky tack and sticky tape, just to make sure it stays in bloody place. I should have dried off most of that now. Purple. Even then, still try and get something of a middling tone if you can, with the remainder of the dark tone. Depending how much you think you're going to need it anyway. There are certain areas on this that didn't quite get the dry brush properly, so I'm thinking they will need a little touch with the mid-tone as well. I just realised if it is a waistcoat, it will come all the way up the back there as well. Luckily that needs to be relatively bright. And I might just get away with this. If I do, it will be an absolute bloody miracle. I believe Graham may be sat there painting his nice new Smexy model for Chilcon next year. That was a very nice looking snake lady. Now we're going for my voice was going weird. We look around. First of all, we check, see if Sparkles is catnapped. Catnap means that she's got the cat on her knee and she can't move. I know she's not. That's where we go. Can we have a cup of tea, please? If she's catnapped, there's no point asking. She's not going to move. Catnapped. The whole point of catnapping. She's been napped by the cat. But if she's not been napped by the cat, we have a possibility of the answer being yes. Like it is in this instance. Woo! Yay. What? I never would have got it if I'd have not asked in the first place. Okay, so that's the purple armour done. I say purple armour, that's the purple cloth of office. Because he has to wear something purple to be part of the ones that are allowed to beat you up for being naughty. But from there, they're allowed to have certain other things. They're allowed to be quite open and flamboyant about stuff. So and that's the brown. So I'm down to blues and yellows, and then possibly a bit of reds as well around the pipe. So shake up the blues. Put the model back on camera. Does help. And I wish to start on the clothing with Calidor Sky. That's it. Yeah, I'm just thinking back to last year. Mikab's dad was essentially trying to get me drunk on all sorts of stuff. Oh, it should be fun this year. It should. We were essentially trading drinks. I took over rum and he was using, I don't know what he was giving me. It was alright, it was nice, don't get me wrong, it was nice, but yeah. Essentially trading drinks. I have been right with the blues. It's the yellow I'm trying to save till the very, very end because I don't like yellow. Don't like yellow. Eyes went funny. That was not good. Sleeves. That is the one thing about doing really small models like this. And even if you're using magnifying glasses or goggles or sometimes the concentration you've got on your eyes, my eyes just sometimes wobble a little bit. A little shaky thing where he goes, nope, you're not focusing on something like that. Are you nuts? And then I give him a mental kick in the ass and they go back into place again and do it how I want it to. It's good. Ah, crud. I've got some on the bloody tail. What we don't like crap. I'll take all the water off. Ah, phew, thank goodness. I thought I'd gone fucked it up, man. Obviously, I'm not put a wash anywhere near this damn thing yet, so it could all go horribly wrong still. Although generally putting a wash on fixes things. There was an exception to the rule. And sometimes having it at that pre-wash state kind of keeps it in a cartoony form as far as I can tell. Or as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes you can get to a stage that you're happy with to go, no, that's done, and it's not actually needed a wash. The highlighting and transitions have done the job. It doesn't need anything from there. That's a hard point to get to though. So one blue feather and a lot of blue clothes. Now for the next blue, which is Teclis blue. Which is lighter, but not a whole deal lighter. Thank you. Sparkles is very kind to me. Very, very kind. She puts up with way too much crap. She puts up with crap that comes out of my head that I don't even realise I'm doing sometimes. She has to point out to me. Yeah, you did that. Did I? Yeah, you did. You did it then, you did it then, and you did it then as well. Okay. And do you remember when I told you about that? Nope. Well, I did. You even said blah 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 blah. I'm like, that sounds like me. I've come to the conclusion now that Sparkles is my memory. I don't have one otherwise. Which means, yes, I am screwed when I go shopping. Because I forget 90% of the stuff that I'm supposed to get and end up coming back with, guess what? I saw this. I do that a lot. Not as much as I used to, but I still do it a lot. I shouldn't really do it that much. Possibly saving. But I do. There's one final layer of blue to go on that. And then I've got to look at the yellow. Which is going to be the last tassel and the bits around the middle and bits tied like the jewellery rope net around his neck. Wish me luck, people, because this is all the difficult stuff. It's not difficult, but it's all the really, really small stuff. So we start with, where was it again? Oh, Avalon Sunset. That's the one. That's a good place to start, actually. It's a good yellow. No worries, Twisted. You have a good night. Well, have a good meal at least. If I'm still on when you come back, then I'll welcome you back. If I've finished, then I hope you enjoyed your meal. I'm not trying to be like hip or anything. I'm shaking the paint. So Avalon Sunset first. And then we go for Flashgate Yellow. So it's the rope around the back of his neck there. And trim around his armour. Around the purple shoulder pads. I need to try and do my best not to completely fuck up all the work that I've done on the purple. It's easy in some places because I've not done much work because it's going to be difficult to get to anyway. Very in shadowy places. But in others, no, that's very easy. Especially up in places like this, where I can not only mess up the purple, I can mess up the brown as well. I've did this twice. Got to do this with the other one. Not only that, I've got to do this side as well, which is not as easy. This side has stuff in the way. It's not too bad because luckily I've got to paint that ribbon yellow anyway. But still, that's a bit not nice down there. And now that I've got a bit off, but still enough to paint with, I can do that bit around there. Come back just to make sure I've got that bit. And then, is there a bit round? Both the clasp and that bit coming down. And both the ropes in there. And then a line there. If a wash anywhere, it's probably gonna be that section around the middle. Dang it, got a bit on the bloody waistcoat. Okay. Certainly now a colourful chappy. Definitely now a colourful chappy. I've not got a name for him though. There is eventually going to be a stream where I'm going to have to, if I've not got names, I'm going to have to give them names, and I'm going to have to stat block them all, and I'm going to have to run the sheets for them and actually make the sheets. And then make the sheets available for download. Obviously, anyone who wants to play is going to need to use one of the sheets to play with. So the Sparkles and Oak room may get a major overhaul by the end of this. Oh, when I say may, it's going to need a major overhaul. And if I've got it all in one place, that means it's easy for everyone to reference, not just me, it's everybody. So you choose the character that you're playing and then obviously confer with the rest of the party because there are multiple characters. And I'll have to put an intro story at the top. This is where I think I'm going to have to do a video. I don't like editing and I'm not good at videos. I still think I'm going to have to do one. And it's going to have to be an introduction for the magical world of Sparkles and Oak. And how to run a game. Using basically what the world is like, how they are, where they are. And then, as I said, everyone, all the stat sheets and character sheets that go along with it. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work. Oh well. I think I've done some of them. I've done some of the work already, so I think I have character sheets for quite a few characters. Or at least stats and class options. Obviously, if we have any wonderful DMs or any people that just enjoy doing the paperwork for Dungeons and Dragons, I will accept help. I will accept help. I want to go yellow eyes, not blue. I was bouncing between what colour to go for the eyes, but I'm gonna go yellow. That's not his eye. That's like, although that's almost war paintish. Not bad actually. I'll keep that in. But now I am gonna have to do blue eyes instead. I don't like doing eyes. I know I've got lucky a few times doing this Sparkles on Oak project, but I don't like doing it. Obviously, all these characters now giving me chance to practice because they don't have armor and helmets and stuff. It helps. It's helped. I'm slowly getting better. I'm not doing big splodgy and it's not that bad anymore. But I still don't like doing eyes. It's not good. Steve, I was showing off your arc stage thing the other day. It still amazes me to this. It still amazes me. It's absolutely fantastic. It's awesome. Oh, fish finger butties. It's got an infant all, and you got fish finger butties as well. Nice. Oh, it's 25 to 11. It's a bit too late for me to start cooking, I think. Right. I think I've just whizzed through that one way quicker than I ever thought I would do. I feel like I should have done something else. I feel like there's something I've missed something. It can't be that simple. It cannot be that simple. I've got to have done something. It's got to be something I've forgotten to do. Oh, I remember what I've forgotten. The shells. Shells underneath. I knew I'd forgotten something. Not much, but it's still something. Well, now you've got a project to work on over Christmas. Obviously, October would have been a more fitting time for it, but hey ho, you can have a Merry Grotmas. Done it again with the bloody tail. Have a Merry Grotmas. Get it up and running again. Maybe even improve it. Get a couple of some nicer tweeters or nicer cones in there. Give it a bit of a spruce up and an update. Have it in the mech shop. A couple of car tweeters will probably do it actually. Oh, why didn't I think of that? That's what I should have done when I had that Arduino kit. I didn't think about that. Somebody let me have an Arduino kit and said if you use it, use it. If you don't, then let me have it back. So I ended up giving it back because I didn't use it. I've only just thought of an idea that I could have used it for. And it would have been absolutely amazing and it would have made it a permanent thing as well. And that's essentially building an arc stage. So they're kind of proper goth rockers. If you've got to go back to something, then you make it a bit better if you've got to repair it. It's like my Arc Boys. Once I finally get them back together and combine them with the other ones and put them all on the proper bases and stuff, I probably won't have quite as many, but I'll have proper units and better sizings for them. So hopefully that is coming through alright. For those people watching, I hope that is coming through okay. There is a part of me that still wants to make the head a bit lighter, but I know with it being an otter, it's putting that paint on the face is going to help do that. He is on a rock already, so that rock can get glued onto the base. And then we have a monk to be named. Which actually leaves me rather excited. Because it means I know what model's coming next. Once I've glued this one on. So it should be nice and easy because it's a nice big flat rock. If I can open my glue, that is. Where's the pokies? Pokies. There's one of the pokies. I don't know where the big long pokey's gone. That's not good. We could do with the big long pokey, that's actually better. This one's not bad. We're getting it started. But sometimes you do need the big long... Whoa! I might not need the big long pokey this time. Nope, I do not need a big long pokey this time. I managed to get super glue to come out. And now it's sticking to everything. I hopefully then went on my jumper because I've only just got this jumper. It was a happy birthday present from my mother-in-law. So I want to keep this jumper if I can. Nice and clean and not full of glue. Why do I wear it on stream? Because I'm a fucking idiot. How many to go? After this is based. Which should be about now. There are 2 familiars, the gunslinging raven and the assassin penguin, and then there's also which is the next one and the next one to come, which is the bard frog playing the dual threat with the tongue. That's the next one to do because it's the one on the same basis as these. And then it's over to the other side, which is, the 2 birds and the 2 familiars. During all that, I've also got to finish off the upper floor, so I need to curve it off. Brother Sensational for the otter monk. That got a no, Steve. That got a no. Sorry, Brother Sensational is not the name of the last one. Oh, the monk. But yeah, the last model to be painted is the frog. Now that does look a little bit more complicated than the monk. So should take more than an hour. Which I've just noticed that's all this has become, this has only took an hour to do that one. I've wrote all sorts of crap in here. Oh, Way of Shadow Monk. That's one I'll give this one. So this one's all sneaky like. Okay. So the frog is a law bard. The Raven Crow thing is it's called Northern. We've got a name for that one. Forgot about that. And that is a Bard of Valor. Okay. We have the Penguin Assassin Monk. The Penguin Assassin Rogue. And then it's just the 2 critters to give special abilities to. Abbot Langley. Father Monk. No. No. It all has to pass the boss. It all has to pass the boss. Right. I should actually get serious and start writing out these stuff because I have books and things with them in, and I'm not sure how far through I am with certain stuff. So essentially that's going to be my start of my Sparkles and then Oak and then everyone else. But before I do it all properly in here, I need to actually find out what they are, and I can't remember what they are. I think I've done Sparkles and Oak, which I should be able to write in. So stat wise, and I have some others done stat wise as well. So, Sparkles, we shall do first. This is now going to be the let's do the boring paperwork stuff while the glue dries on that. So Sparkles, which is a turtle, gives her a standard bonus of AC but cannot wear armour. So I need to remember that. Sparkles is a life domain cleric. So natural AC armour. I can't spell. Life domain cleric. She does have HP 77 at level, and she's level 7. And she has HP of 77. That means she does have stats. Ah, she does. So, Sparkle's strength is 14? Bloody hell. Dexterity 8. That makes a bit more sense. Constitution 14 for Sparkles. Okay, intelligence is 10. Not the brightest, apparently. But wisdom 18. And a charisma 13. Okay. Not a bad charisma. Not a bad charisma at all. He is a shadow monk. But we've not got as far as him yet, because I'm just making note of the 2 that I've got already written down. So I'm going to try and do the ones that I've already got written down in a different book anyway, and bring them into here so I can keep an eye on them. Sparkles also has the observant feat. And then we've got Oak. Gonna make it fancy so I can tell the difference. Got big gold line in it. Wow, my phone's just gone crazy on me. Drezel. Drezel for the Shadow Monk. He's not. We'll carry on and let her have a think. He's better than some of the others, so we'll stick with that. Right, Oak. Also, natural AC 18 for being a turtle. Level 7, but has 105 HP. And is a circle of the land chosen a forest druid. With a HP of 105. You do get certain proficiencies that will go on the stat sheet as we're going through a bit more in depth. Oh, old school RuneScape monks. Nice. Nice idea for a source of inspiration. That actually, yeah, go for an old school game. Go for the monk characters that were in that. That's where Drezel, Cedric, Drezel have both come from. So, how does Oak stack up in the stat department? Well, doesn't have a feat. That's not as good. Not as good charisma either. He's not strong, so ooh. Okay. Strength. He's only at 12. Dexterity is 8. Constitution is 16 though. That's where all that health comes from, I'm assuming. Intelligence is much higher though, 14. Smart one out of the two. The other one's the bonky one out of the two. How come the healer's the bonky one out of the two? I don't know why. Okay. Wisdom 18 also. And then charisma 13. Okay, now that we've done them, we can do. Well, we don't know what he's called. We need a finalized name to be able to do him. We do have other characters though that have been finalized, but I need to go into. Is it this book that they're in? Are they scrawled down in this book loosely? So like the barkeep thing's been done. The Panda Monk, the way the open hand one has already been done. But he's not very dexterous. Very strong though. Very strong. But he's not been named either. As far as I'm aware. Herman's a potential, but not been given the all clear yet. And obviously there are the ones at the top. Pie, Pele, Captain Baptist, of course. Silas, Iku. Damram, which can go now because that was a suggestion for that, which has now become Ali. Maharag, Mizrench, Nab, Shin, Rothgar, Sybil, Orin, Percival. Going through a lot of different name types. But it is a way of the Shadow Monk. So dexterity is probably going to be quite important to it. We shall get around to doing that eventually. But now we've at least made a start on some of the stats sheet so we can start going from there. So we have the basic stats at level 7. Both Sparkles and Oak, and we'll move on with more of them as well as once we get closer to the end and as we finish doing it more professionally and properly so people can use them. But for tonight, thank you very much everybody who's come to join me. If you've just come here and it's first time seeing me, hopefully you'll pop along next time. Maybe you'll have ideas for what this little chat might be called, the little way of the Shadow Monk Otter. And I'll go, because I'm coming to the end, I'll go through quite a few more of them that still need naming, or I should certainly separate them and do photos, so named and not named. But at this point I am going to call it a good evening from me, because I do have to be up early in the morning, and I hope you all sleep well, or if you're not that late in the evening, please drive safely, and I will catch you all next time. Just got to remember how this thing works now. Oh yeah.